Hey Mark, Danny says he don't see anybody on Discord. He's trying to get on.
Honey, I got what you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got what you need.
Why won't you? Can't speak. That I said.
I'll work on it. Well,
What's going on, Hawks? How you doing? It's your boy Mo Diggs. Unfortunately, I can't see what y'all see at this point. I see Mark's emoji. That's all I see. So sorry for that little delay. We are working on getting the great Daniel Palmer to join the show because he always loves having a good argument with me. Hopefully we can get him on. Mark's trying to figure that out. And I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for your subscriptions and your entries into the special giveaway. We're trying to give a special Hawk $100, and it will be randomly picked if my name comes out because I finally subscribed to the channel. I promise you I will burn that entry. So none of us in this circle will be able to win, nor family members. So it is free. It is fair. And all it takes is for you to subscribe, follow. The more you subscribe and follow us, the more entries you will get to get that $100. So good luck to everybody. I hope you guys keep it rolling, keep it coming. Would definitely love that. And Googleook has joined the chat room. What's up, Googleook? I got no volume on Danny.
I think there's going to be a show where I can just sit back and watch. This is going to be fun.
Well, it depends on if Danny likes the topic. We'll see what happens. So we're gonna do something a little different than we normally do. and I think I figured out a way to tie it to what we do. There is some cause for concern on Christmas. There was somebody who just decided they were gonna blow some stuff up in the great state of Tennessee, and from what I've read, they're calling him a suicide bomber because he died in the explosion. And then today there was more of a ruckus. There was another box truck that played the same music he played right before they blew the truck. He blew his truck up, and they ended up shutting the highway down. They do have that person in custody. No bomb went off, so only had to deal with one bomb in Tennessee. Now the thing about this bomb that way I can tie it to what we do, because we talk about entertainment. This bomb was a very special bomb. It not only had an explosion, loud noise, fire, destruction. It also knocked out the internet for the entire state. So now Tennessee is sitting there. Nobody in Tennessee can watch us. They have no internet. Can you imagine not being able to stream or not being able to keep up on your social networking and all whatnot? This bomb.
The phone system, but it's been getting up slowly.
And
technically, do hillbillies even have technology?
Do who?
Do hillbillies even have technology?
You do understand that there's more than just hillbillies
Nashville.
in Tennessee. It's not all hollers and
It's
mountains over
Nashville,
there.
not just Tennessee. Denny, right click your settings, like a user settings, and just make sure that voice and video is set to your. Because it likes to change it. Sometimes it tries to turn my speakers of my mic. Why it likes to do that, but it does. But they slowly been getting back.
Jessica, what's going on? And Charles is here. How you doing, guys? Thanks for watching. Appreciate your chat. So Danny's trying to figure that out. I wanted to give a special thank you to a fan out there. She goes by the name of Jessica. We worked together at Coca-Cola at one point in time, and she's moved on to Walmart. We have stayed connected through Facebook. And I told her about the giveaway that we're doing. I said, you got to come in and subscribe. That way you get a chance to win the $100. And then she messaged me now telling me that she subscribed, but that she didn't subscribe to the giveaway.
Doesn't
I said,
matter.
"Oh."
She could just
I
go
said-
click and get.
I know. So that's what I told her. I told her just click on it anyway and just go ahead and do it. But you know what her response to that was? And this was some really nice, really nice. She responded to that with, the only reason I subscribed is because I want to watch my friend. So I hope that $100 goes to somebody that really needs it. And I think that was awesome. That was just something awesome, and I wanted to mention it, and I thought that was really cool.
So can I see your place in the entry?
If you want. We're going to burn you up if you win, though. You're part of the show. You can't win.
They burning him up. We're gonna put him on a
Technically,
stake.
I'm not part of the show because
Light
I don't
on
have
fire.
headphones because those are only provided to people that get paid.
Well, I mean, you do take a hiatus whenever you want to. So it's not even necessary for you. Like if you
Well,
want
you could
headphones, we'll
give
get
him
you
your
some.
old
We were just
ones.
at Five Below.
No, you could give him your old ones.
I could.
Yeah,
I could
but
give you
like-
my old headset. Would you like my old headset?
You got like the Tron style light up fucking headphones and shit.
Well, you want these? Can't have
I'm
these.
just
My wife
saying.
gave it to me for Christmas. She'd be mad if I gave them to you. Even though you did mop the floor the other day.
I know. He didn't come up the floor over here.
Oh,
There you
Danny,
go.
we can hear you now.
We can hear Danny.
Very
If you
cool.
don't know who
What's
Danny
up,
is,
Danny?
Danny is the most vigilant sports fan for having the chat. He'll even
Yes,
message us more
he
about
is.
live.
And you know what? I think I'm going to veer off from the plan. I'm going to veer off
Go
from the
ahead.
plan a little bit, and we're just going to talk this out. We're going to talk some Buccaneer football. That's what we're going to talk about because Danny's here. He's here.
Hold on. Why
What?
don't you save that for the end of the show so he don't just leave all mad and shit?
Nah, Danny's not a quitter. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't
Like
do
you
that.
should have left it for like 15 minutes left in the show.
Nah, I feel like this conversation is going to take longer than 15
Yeah.
It was like,
So,
you didn't even give me a chance to make popcorn or anything yet.
so Danny,
You remember, but when the hurricane was here, we were out of power for 8 to 10 days, and I had no internet.
yeah, but we survived. That's a hurricane, though. This guy set off a bomb that knocked out the phone and the internet. And I heard from somebody that the reason he did what he did is because he had a problem with 5G. But I feel like that's hearsay. I don't see how they would even know that.
Well, that was actually on Wink TV. They were saying that he was connected to a bunch of conspiracy theory type things, and he had an issue with something he believed about 5G, and that's why he knocked out the tower. Or he
Well,
tried to knock out the tower.
What's the problem with 5G? 5G is supposed to be like fast as shit. So like, what's the issue with 5G?
Yeah, but you remember
Those
5G was
conspiracy theories and 5G is starting to get into people's heads.
What's the conspiracy?
That 5G is causing medical issues, and it's tracking your location and getting on your devices.
Oh, I hate to say this to anybody, but your phone already does all that.
Exactly.
Your phone does all of that. If you look in your settings when all this pandemic happened, everybody got that COVID tracking thing put in their phone all of a sudden. Your phone has GPS. Yes, it emits small amounts of radiation, which could lead to cancer. All these issues is not just 5G. It's pretty much every cell phone we have ever made, not to mention everything else that we fucking consume in our life. Everything causes cancer. Everything. Like the wrong fucking fabric, M&Ms,
I said,
popcorn, all of it. You know, like
I say we just go back to beepers and fucking payphones. What's up?
beepers and payphones.
That way you can type in low cell.
You remember the codes with beeper? 123, I missed you. 143, I love you. And you got all these codes that you can read.
It runs down. It says low cell, and they're like, "Who's low cell?"
Low cell. We need flip phones back. That's what we need. Flip phones were the shit. They were
those
indestructible.
Saved by the Bell. That Zach Morris.
The big old refrigerator on the side of your head.
Hey, you can still go to Metro PCS today and get a flip phone. My dad has one.
I know, my aunt has one. I couldn't believe it when she whipped it out. She whipped it out. She said, "Déjame mandar un text to Vanessa." And she flipped out this phone. I said, "You could text on that? Really?" Like, how long does it take to write out a text message on it? And I was like, "No, you know what? We're just going to text her from my phone to you. Put your phone away."
Yeah, my mom has a flip phone. She just recently got a tablet so she can watch church.
Oh, nice. It's nice when they catch up a little bit with the technology. My father can't fucking figure shit out. Like, he's like posting like dick pics to his story and all. I mean, just craziness. I get some random text messages. "Your dad has this up. You should tell him something." I was like, "Why don't you tell him something? Like, you made this awkward for me. I didn't see it. You saw it. Why would you show me that?" Like, you go tell him something. I'm not telling him shit. He wants to show his dick off to Facebook. Fine. Oh, Jessica's brother had a flip phone up until last year. Man, come on now, Jim. I catch up with the times. You know, I was one of those people too, actually. It took me forever to get a smartphone. I got a smartphone, I think, for the first time when I was like 28 years old. Smartphones had been around for a while already at that point.
Yeah, I was pretty old when I got. I had a pager phone. I have a phone.
Oh, lucky you, man.
Till like I was about 20.
I hate my phone. I'm always on my phone. Like, always. Like, it's always on me. I even got a phone for work. I hate phones. I got two of them. I got two phones. Yeah. Why do I need all these phones?
That's what happens when you get off big ones.
No, but it's true. Like, once you start relying on was one of the reasons why I put off getting a smartphone for so long was because I knew that if I got one, it's just I'd always be on it. Whether it was the Candy Crush era to fucking now I'm on Discord, WhatsApp, Messenger. Like, I'm constantly networking with people, talking with people. I'm constantly on Google and all this stuff, looking at news and things like that. Like I am just always on my phone, and I really hate that. But at the same time, it's like if I don't have my phone, then it's like, what do I do?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's you start watching a movie, and you're still on your phone, and you're not even watching the movie.
I watch movies on my phone. I watch Netflix. I got Vudu. I got Disney Plus. I got all of it. I got everything on my phone. My phone is like an entertainment fucking walking thing. That's what it is. I play my music off my phone. I don't listen to the radio anymore. It's just phones. It's a miniature computer in your pocket. That's what it is. I take my computer with me everywhere. So, with that being said, the Bucks kicked the shit out of the Lions.
Wait, the Lions are
they were playing a practice squad.
They were playing the practice squad, of course. See, he's got his excuses. Oh, what was it, like 54, like to nothing or to 6, something like that?
42 something, 42 to like I don't know, some bullshit.
And he set some kind of record. He had like 5 touchdown passes by halftime.
He only had 4 touchdowns the whole game.
Then it was 4 by halftime or something like that. Then he stopped playing. Like, let me take it easy on these guys.
I like to hear Tom Brady has set the record for the Buccaneers. I'm like, okay, I didn't know the Buccaneers really had any fucking record.
What he said is a personal record where he scored 4 touchdowns in the second half. It wasn't an NFL record or anything.
Oh, it was a personal record.
It's almost like, hey, that dude just ran for 8 yards. That hasn't been done with the Buccaneers since '77.
The fact that you just compared scoring 4 touchdowns and a half to getting an 8-yard gain just proves that Buccaneer fans are the worst.
He's going to be selling shoes talking about that 4 touchdown game at Polk.
Why not? Why are you hating on him? He did it in your jersey.
No, he didn't do it in my jersey.
It doesn't. If we win a touchdown, great. I mean, if we win a Super Bowl, great. But I don't see him. I don't see him getting to the conference finals. He can't win against winning teams.
That jersey is his retirement present from Florida, so that way he can move to Florida.
See, I thought that if the Jets got the number 1 pick, hear me out. I thought that if the Jets got the number 1 pick, see, they have Sam Dalton, and unfortunately, Sam Dalton's getting a really bad rap playing for the Jets, but he's a good quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback. He just has no protection, nobody to throw to, no fucking scheme, and his head coach is a moron.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
You know, and whatnot. He's got nothing going for him, but now they're talking about they were trying to suck for the Clemson kid. Clemson kid is amazing. So what if the Bucks traded some of those, really awesome receivers to move up into the draft, get into that number 1 spot, get the kid out of Clemson, have that kid play behind Tom Brady for an entire season?
Okay, and then you're going to be back to no wide receivers. They still can't protect the quarterback. They can't run versus shit. Their defense sucks when they're behind, when they're giving up, when they're on the field a lot.
But if all of that sucks, then why are they winning if Tom Brady sucks too?
How are they winning? I never said Tom Brady sucks. He's a great quarterback. He ain't the greatest of all time. He's a system quarterback.
Look, I say we fit Tom Brady for a fucking Detroit jersey.
But Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, and he rode the defense. Tom Brady's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. He's not the greatest of the time because he can't prove it. He's only played one system. He struggled in this system. What's only helped him out is 10 of the 16 teams are losing teams with way below record teams. He is 2-4 against winning teams. He's going to be 1-9 against. Or 2-8 or 1-9 against reverse that 9-1 against losing teams. So he's a system quarterback. His QBR is the lowest in a career. He's thrown I don't know how many interceptions.
He's playing in a brand new system and he's got 10 wins.
He's playing in a brand new system. The first 6 games. Okay, you're in you're learning. We're already Well, how many games? 12. We were 12 games into the season, and he was still struggling. He was still not completing passes. He went through a stretch of 0 for 16 on passes over for how many interceptions?
But he's never been a deep ball passer, dude.
I know.
Never been a deep ball passer.
Going to Tampa when two of the big receivers are deep ball receivers. Arians is a deep ball 7-drop passer. That's why they get a lot of sacks. That's why they have to throw a lot of interceptions, because they're throwing deep balls. That's why Winston, I mean, he's not a great quarterback either, but he threw a lot of interceptions because it was a lot of 7-drop passes. He was getting sacked constantly. He was under pressure, and he was throwing long balls, and then you get interception throwing long balls, which is the same problem that Brady's had. The only difference is he's Tom Brady. He's a better, more experienced quarterback than Winston, but he's not the greatest of all time. This season should prove you that.
Greatest of all time.
I don't know. I don't have a greatest of all time for quarterbacks.
But you know who's not? Who's better than Tom Brady? Tell me who you think is better than Tom Brady.
Joe Montana, Steve Young, Dan Marino.
Didn't Steve Young and Dan Marino play in one system?
There's a lot of quarterbacks better than Tom Brady, but they haven't been in a like Marino. Marino never had a really good team, but he still excelled. John Elway got a couple championships, but they had a lot of struggling time. The thing Tom Brady's had is he had one coach for his entire career that has played a dunk and dime where he throws 5 yards and they run it for 10 yards. So he's had good stats. He's always had anywhere between 250 to 300 yards, but they're dunk and dime. He is a long ball accuracy, low QB, long quarterback.
You think a quarterback playing to his strengths is a weakness?
I am not saying that. I'm saying he's not. You can't say he's the greatest of all time.
How many Super Bowls has he been to?
Tom Brady, I think he's been in 8 or 9, and he's won 6.
I think he's been to 11.
Well, I don't know. I don't care about that because what's his face? Robert Horry has won 8 or 9 championships. Ron Horry, he ain't a great. He was a good basketball player, but he was always on a team that had great players and won championships. So you
are you talking about Robert Horry? Robert Horry is a role player. But every team he's ever been on,
he's won 8 or 9 championships. So if you're going to say, "Oh, he's been to 11 championships and he's won 6,"
yeah, but you're comparing. You're comparing apples to oranges. There's always going to be role players on a team, and if they keep the same role players, then that's something. They added some kind of chemistry to that team to become winning, to be the greatest of all time. You're missing like main stats, which one of those stats has to be leadership, man. Like who's a better leader than Tom Brady?
There's a lot of leaders. You can't. Who was the leader on that whole? Because you got to remember, he's offensive leader. He's not a defensive leader. So, who is the leader of the Patriots? It was Belichick. It was his rules. If you went out at night on a game, night before a game day, you get suspended or you get fined or something. He made rules, which other teams, the problem with other teams is they don't have those rules. This is why people go out and they get sick and they get suspended or they can't play the first half or whatever. But Tom Brady's never been dealt that. He's struggling this year because Belichick's not there to control the rest of the team. There's penalties. There's I don't know. Tampa is one of the highest teams in the amount of penalties because there's no control in that team, and he's struggling. And you got to they're 10-5 or whatever. But you have to admit that he is struggling this year. The team has been struggling, and they've been winning against crappy teams. And if you can't admit that, then there's a problem because then you're clouded into seeing Tom Brady. They're great. You got to admit, yeah, he's great, but he is struggling this year. Can't question that. Nobody. You put his stats and you erase the name and you look at that and his stats and it's a good quarterback, but not a great.
If you took his stats erased his name and put a young person's name on there, and he won 10 games and took the teams. Let's say they go to the NFC Championship.
Take the wins away. Look at the stats. Let me give you an example.
No, the wins are part of his stats.
I understand. Let me give you an example. The Kaepernick's last year, when he was benched after 11 games, do you know what his stats were?
They were terrible.
No, they were not. He had 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That didn't even include his running touchdowns. He had a QBR of 90 something, which Brady has never had.
Are you talking about right before he got benched at the beginning of that season?
They were 1-10, which is why he got benched. But his stats, he was like 60-something% accuracy. He was 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, not including his running touchdowns. He had a QBR of 90 something, but his team was 1-10 because his team was a garbage and he got benched.
No,
Go
he got
look at his
benched because
stats.
of his political stance.
Well, that may have been part of it, but another part was they were losing because his team sucked. But look at his stats. So you take the wins. If you erase his record, you look at his stats. You look at it. It was only 11 games into the season, and I guarantee anybody would say I would want him on my team.
Besides the addition of Robert Gronkowski and what's his name, the receiver, Antonio Brown on the offensive side, and they got a different running back. And aside from that, who did they add to defense? Get that shit out the screen. No matter what you scary ass person.
I don't know who they added to defense because
They didn't add much, right?
Is that how you
Their
replace
defense
your
is
roommates?
bad.
And
So this is the point that I'm making. They didn't do that with Winston. Not doing what they're doing now with Winston with minor changes.
Well, no, because actually, if you've looked into it, I think
You just named every other aspect of the game as sucking. Said their defense sucks, their running game sucks, and whatnot. So he has nothing that Winston didn't have.
no. What he does have is because he's been in there for a long time. Arians got tired of the media, so after I think 8 games of the season, he let Tom Brady pick the plays he would play throughout the year. So he gave him the playbook, and Tom Brady said, "I like these 3 or 4 plays when we are 1-10. I like 3 or 4 plays when we are 2-5." They went through every single aspect of the game. Brady picked the 2 or 3 plays or 4 plays that he liked the best. So whenever they're in that situation, he plays it. Winston didn't have that. And you can't compare Tom Brady to Winston because Winston has his accuracy is worse than Tom Brady's long range accuracy.
He has no discipline. That's his problem. Tom Brady is disciplined.
He has discipline, yes, but even with discipline, he's thrown a shit ton of interceptions because his accuracy sucks. He's not playing a dink and dime. Paul, he doesn't have that running back that he can throw the ball behind the scrimmage and run for 10 yards. He doesn't have that. And Winston's always had that. And all quarterbacks have that same struggle. And a lot of these quarterbacks like Dilfer and some of these other quarterbacks that have won, like even the Denver year, the reason why they won is because they had a top 5 defensive team, which could counter the low production when Manning got hurt or whatever, and the other guy, Boyles, I don't know his name, Bortles, was struggling. Can't hear you.
Oh, Mo, you're muted.
Hear me now. It's not that my battery
Gotcha,
died.
go
My
ahead.
card is full. I have to delete it. So anyways, since I already won our bet from the beginning of the season, said they'd finish at best 9-7. I said that they would finish at least 10. They already did that, and they're going to win next week too. So they're going to finish 11-5. When do you think they're going to be out in the playoffs?
Second round.
They'll probably win this game. I don't know who they play until the season's over to see what they're at.
Falcons.
No, I'm not talking about the last game.
Oh,
of the season.
you mean what round they're going to get a bye week or not? That's what you mean?
Yeah, well, they're not going to get a bye week. Only the first two teams are the top two teams. So it depends on who they're playing against, what the matchup is. They lost a couple. I thought they would lose one of the games against Atlanta because I thought Atlanta was going to be a veteran. They're always
Yeah, but they're garbage too.
so they always play tough. I thought they would lose against Minnesota in there, and Minnesota actually had that game. The problem is they missed the extra point. They missed 2 field goals, and whenever you take points off the board when you're playing against Tom Brady or playing against any good quarterback, when you take points off the board, for one thing, it derails your offense, it derails your defense because now they're on the field more and they're short fielded. So
let me ask you a question. Do you think it's fair that a quarterback's part of his stats is win and losses?
I'm not saying it's not. It's fair. It depends on it. It depends. I mean, wins and losses can sway things, but for instance, if you have a crappy quarterback, but they're winning games because their defense and their running back is really good, now that crappy quarterback's going to get that record. But did he contribute to it? If that crappy, like for instance, Cam Newton threw for 70 yards. I think it was like 4 and 16 passing. They won the game, I think 12-16. He got the credit for the win, but he sucked.
Okay. So I'm asking, do you think it's fair that they get that stat, put it on their thing? Do you think that's a fair stat for a quarterback to have? Why doesn't everybody have wins and losses on their stat line if everybody contributes to the win or the loss?
It's just the way it is. It's unfortunately when they win, the quarterback gets the credit. When they lose, the coach gets the fault.
So the quarterback gets the fault too. But point that I'm making that you can't use some stats to prove your point and ignore others. That's the point I'm making. If you're gonna go statistics wise, you got to go all statistics.
Well, I'm not, but you can take parts of it and erase it.
You can't do a win-lose because how many games were won with like fucking field goals where there were no touchdowns, no nothing.
Not many.
I mean, you can't give that quarterback a win.
Bucks even in their losses, Bucks even in their losses for touchdowns.
I'm talking about in general.
Oh, you're talking about in general. I don't disagree with that, but like Danny said, that's the way it is. The quarterback is the face of the team, the offense and the defense. He carries the weight of the victory or the weight of the loss. It's on his shoulders. Can't argue that fact. My point also is this is all I'm making. The Buccaneers are a better team for having Tom Brady on their team. And they've proven that. I understand that they made a lot of mistakes, and they have made a lot of mistakes. Do they look like this team's going to win the Super Bowl for sure? No, not at all. Maybe they won't. He's not Brad
Johnson good, but he's good.
He's not Brad Johnson good? Well, y'all had Warren Sapp. That was the leader of your team.
Whoever said that you're not a better team. Whoever argued that point.
You did.
No, I did not. Never did I argue that point that they're not a better team with Tom Brady.
Oh, you said that. I'm pretty sure you said that. Andrew, did he say that?
I don't think I ever said that. They're a better team.
Well, we're gonna have to review the archives.
It's overrated. And they're banking all of this for a championship. So if they don't win a championship, then it's a wasted year. And they spent all that money, and they lost. Like right now, they're gonna get a late draft.
For you, it's 2 Super Bowls or bust.
No, for me, it's one out of the 2 years of Super Bowl, and it's good. I mean, it's $50 million for them.
As far as the shakiness, I don't think that had anything to do with not having a preseason, not having mini camps and all that kind of stuff. I know he was out there in shorts and a t-shirt on a high school football field with a handful of receivers, but he didn't have the preparation that he would normally have. Nobody has. And honestly, the whole shakiness aspect, you can say that about a lot of teams, not just them.
First of all, First of all,
Like the
you're old as
Dolphins
fuck. You're
almost
20
beat the
years-
Chiefs.
look,
They're not better than the Chiefs.
look, you're 20 years in the fucking game. You're old as shit. You don't need preparation. Just go out there and do your fucking job.
I don't think so, man. Danny's 20 years into the retail game. He looked pretty shaky when he jumped in that truck though one day. I'm just kidding. You unloaded it like a G. I ain't even gonna lie. That was impressive.
But anytime a team pays for a championship that results in no championship, then it's a waste. If you're a team that built yourself into that run, and if you lose, then but you didn't spend that money for like the thing I talked about in basketball, the Clippers got Leonard and gave him max money. Then they traded to get what's his face? I can't remember his name, but he disappeared. Paul George.
He was a beast in the playoffs.
He disappeared in the playoffs. He didn't play very well. Yes, he did. No. The series they lost against Denver, he was a no-show, which is why a lot of fans were saying he should give his money back because he gave the team nothing, zero. Go look at it. So
Well, I would have said that about Paul George anyway.
yeah,
I
he
was
disappeared.
surprised he made it most of the season. I thought he was going to get hurt.
They spent all that money and they didn't win. And you have
They chose the wrong personnel.
I'm with
Though.
you, boy.
What?
You write me that check and that cancel, you ain't getting shit back.
That's the thing about these contracts is that they should be incentivized. You shouldn't be paying somebody $25 million to finish 9-7, or something like that. Like they should have, tiers. You get paid this if this is what you accomplish. You get paid that if this is what you accomplish. Things like that, but they don't. Yeah, they should give him his fucking money back, man. He didn't win. He didn't do nothing. They didn't even stand up to the Lakers in the final and before the Western Finals because Denver beat
First of
them.
all,
So that is a bust. They were
if
out
I'm
in the
talking-
second round.
So that's what I'm talking about.
But it's also
They brought in Gronkowski. They brought in Antonio Brown. If they don't win a championship, then it's 2 wasted years because
they're not paying either one of those guys shit though.
they're finishing the rest of the contract from Gronkowski, and he made pretty good money. Now they're not paying Brown hardly anything, but you're bringing 8 wide receivers when you already had one of the top
I won't. Yeah, that was kind of like a spit in the face to those guys to bring Antonio Brown in like that.
So you're bringing up your chemistry of your squad. So what do you if I was Mike Evans or Goodwin, I would want out because Godwin's had a career year, but this is only his second year, so he was up and coming. But Mike Evans, I think this is a career low year. It's like the first year he ain't going to hit 1,000 yards, and he's hit 1,000 yards or more every year with all of them.
It's because Brady can't hit him deep.
Godwin had to give up his number to that fucker.
Huh?
But they're messing up the chemistry of the team. So when Brady leaves, who is behind that? It's going to get because the Tampa. I mean, they're not going to draft anybody. No good quarterback to come in.
I heard Jameis Winston might be available again. Y'all can always backtrack.
No, we just need to pick up Kaepernick and go from there.
Colin Kaepernick's not playing in the NFL. Not
I'ma
because of
tell
the
you right now.
NFL either, because he had job offers. They're just not to what he wants to get paid.
You know, the first year I found out that the Buccaneers weren't about winning shit is in one of their draft picks. The one draft pick set the whole tone for the rest of my Buccaneer experience. When we went out there in the first fucking round and fucking drafted a paraplegic guy in a wheelchair.
That was nice.
That's when I knew the Buccaneers were. Huh?
That was nice. That was a nice thing for them to do.
Damn, you don't waste your first. You pick that son of a bitch up after the draft. Be like, hey, we're gonna pick you up and pay you some money. Don't fucking waste your first round draft on a motherfucker that can't even get down the field without assistance. They don't make hover rounds that fast. I know this.
He's a lot lighter than you are. It might move faster.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you
I
got a
know,
max 5 mile an hour on the
I
top
don't
of
know.
the hover round. That dude.
You know what they should have done was every team draft somebody in the first round that was obviously not going to play, and then that way the second round pick was actually the first round, and then those guys wouldn't get first round money.
Because then it'll turn into a fucking shit show about sympathy this and sympathy that. Fuck all that.
But anyway, all right. So I feel like Daniel's argument is very broad. It's very broad. I guess the only argument you have is that Tom Brady's not the GOAT. That's pretty much the only argument you had.
That was the whole thing. Is when I said he's not the greatest of all time. If he can go into a new system, which is this one, and he excels in it, then you can make a name that he's the GOAT. But he hasn't traveled, and he's had a shitty year this year. You can't argue that he hasn't. It's shitty to his standard, not shitty as in on someone else's standard.
He's shitty because he's Tom Brady.
He's shitty, he's got the name Tom Brady, so they expect excellence and they expect him to have a good year, and he's had it. He's had a mediocre year. He's had a middle of the line QB year.
He ain't no LeBron James.
I want to move on. He's definitely not. So let's move on from the Buck talk, because I did make a promise to a Hawk that I would talk a little Cyberpunk. Ryan was supposed to be on here. He was the guy that I was going to have talk to you about the bugs, but this guy's not here. Hey, buddy, you hanging out with Daddy? You're a gamer, Danny. Have you played Cyberpunk?
Nah, I don't play a lot of different. I play a certain amount of games, and that's about it.
I got you. You're more of a WoW guy.
I like MMOs.
Okay, that's cool.
I like RPGs because you spend $60, $50, you beat it in a week or two, and then it collects dust. And I don't like first-person shooter games or anything like that either.
Okay, I can understand that. So Cyberpunk, there's a lot of rumors that they have a lot of bugs, and it's because PlayStation 5 just came out. You know, not everybody's going to be able to get a PlayStation 5. Not only that they're not in stock, it's just can't afford, a brand new system or whatnot. I'm one of those console guys that won't buy a system until it's been out for a couple years, because I feel like it never runs as good as it should. When you get a first generation, there'll be a million people here that argue that fact. And I stand by my decision. If I'm going to spend $300-400 on a gaming system, I don't want it to have bugs. So I'll let it be in the system, for sale for a couple years, and then I'll go ahead and get one, because by that time they've worked everything out. But anyway,
can I ask you something, Mo?
I've come across what's up?
You remember the days part of the game?
I do.
Well,
every now and again you catch that little glitch.
Bugs in the game. 100% bugs happen.
A bug game? Just bugs everywhere?
Oh, I'm saying there was 100% of the game, but it wasn't. They expect perfection right off. They expected perfection and so there was a choice, absolute failure, by not going after the third delay or going ahead with it.
But this is the thing, though, is that I've only heard people talk third hand that there are bugs. Not that they discovered it themselves. This is third hand. Now, from people that have the game and are playing it on systems that are not modern systems, not PlayStation 5, not the new Xbox, or whatnot, they're playing the game and they're saying it runs fine. Brian is 35 hours into the game. And he said he hasn't come across a single bug.
He said there was no game breaking, but there was bugs.
Let me tell you what.
In a system, and if you're postponing a game, the hope would be that you would eliminate any bugs that causes unfair play style.
Okay, so look, my son is a gamer. I got him this game for his birthday. It didn't come until December something. He has legit tried to fucking give this game a chance. This is the only time where I've known my son to play a game and give it an honest chance and literally just throw it to the side and says it just fucking sucks. It's not even worth playing. There's too much lag. There's shit floating around that's not supposed to be floating around, glitching everywhere. It's just
Really?
not worth it. for him.
Does your son?
So,
does he have it on PlayStation 4?
He's got it on PS4. So I went to
I'll give you
GameStop
$40
and I'm like, hey,
for it.
well, I mean, it's only 60. I'm pretty sure he'll sell it to you.
For 40?
So look, I went to the fucking GameStop and I asked him, hey, I went to the fucking GameStop. I'm like, hey, has anybody been complaining about whatever's going on with Cyberpunk? They're like, yeah, there's been some complaints, but the female I was talking to at GameStop also explained that she's playing hers on PC, and PC really isn't buggy.
Yeah, PC and PS5 and the newest Xbox have the least amount of problems.
PC is always going to be better than console games. The ability to get better graphics on a computer is just, there's too much options.
She says for the game to have a chance, you have to run it on the PS, whatever the updated PS4 is, PS4S or something,
Pro.
or PS Pro. Because I mean, as you know, Brian has the PS Pro.
I got a Pro.
Okay, so
give me
I
the
mean, you
game.
shouldn't have that much. There's still small glitches, but not enough to sit there and bitch about it.
I
It's
don't know,
good.
man.
The processor is better on the Pro than it is on the regular, and it has the ability to do the 4K. That's why it's going to be faster, and you're going to get less lag.
Well, this
Although
game is
I'm
also
sure
like
he
a
has Pro on his
revolutionized game. It's you completely fix your character to look exactly what you want, including like your dick. Like you can shape your dick the way you want it to be. There's people running
Customized
around the game
genitalia.
butt ass
Yeah.
naked.
So what is Cyberpunk about?
Honestly, it's pretty
so
much a
you-
souped up GTA kind of. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Pretty
I'm sorry, I
much.
didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, it's pretty much exactly what you said. It's pretty much Fortnite and GTA mixed together.
The only difference is you can completely customize the game. You can just run around and be crazy, or you can solve stories and chapters and things like that. So it has like a massive campaign.
Like Skyrim?
Yeah, kind of like that. Like it's a game that you can play forever. And instead of in Skyrim, where it's more like Middle Earth-esque genre, this is more futuristic, like
Jessica says her man
2044 or
loves
some shit like
Cyberpunk.
that. Huh?
Jessica says her man loves Cyberpunk.
Like I can probably guarantee you, if I ask my son to sell you that copy for $40, he'll be all over it, because to him that necklace he got with the game, the pre-order, is worth 20 by itself.
So Adolfo says that it runs great on his PC, just a few minor cosmetic stuff, but nothing game breaking other than the save game file getting larger than 8 megabytes, causing the save game to be forever corrupted. But they recently patched that. Jessica says there's always a lot of bugs for Xbox anyways. I'm not going to deny that, because PlayStation is a much better system than Xbox, and anybody that buys an Xbox is just wasting it. Like Brian.
Keep talking shit.
I
My
will talk.
Series X is running Cyberpunk like a charm, while PS5s are over.
Ain't no PS5s fucking reach false media.
Nah, bro. I'll send you the videos, bro.
Yeah, they got videos for Xbox too, burning up and shit. So smoking and all whatnot. It's all fake. It's all fake. Even on the Xbox, there hasn't really been any Xboxes burning out. There hasn't been any PlayStation 5s burning out. But at the end of the day, PlayStation 5 don't make more money than Xbox.
It doesn't matter
yeah.
who makes more money. It's just one console's a lot more penis friendly, and the other one caters to little girls.
So you're talking about the Xbox.
No, the PS5. That's the one.
All right,
that
so
looks like
I figured you joined here not only to fucking bust my balls about being a PlayStation lover, but you probably had something to say about Cyberpunk. So why don't you just say your motherfucking piece? What do you want to say?
So, I mean, pretty much what people are saying, like right now, like everything going on with Cyberpunk, like everybody like that's throwing a fucking fit over the game all buggy, and at the end of the day, The Witcher 3 was a buggy mess, and it went on to become one of the best games of all time.
What game?
The Witcher 3.
I've never heard of it.
It's the one that
I'm
CD
just
Projekt
playing.
Red
I
is-
know exactly what it is. I was just busting your balls. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, people forget that Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War 1 is
Mhm.
breaking both Xbox systems. It's not running correctly on PS4 or PS5s. The game's been out for almost a month longer than
That was the
Cyberpunk,
worst
and,
beta I've ever seen. That beta for that
Yeah, I
game
watched
was
like-
terrible.
Risky Slayers play it a bunch.
like
Twitch.
nobody gives that, they don't give them any grief. Like, so it's like PR came out with this game that something a little bit different, a little bit newer.
What's
Um,
CDPR?
The people that made Cyberpunk.
Okay, let's just call him Cyberpunk.
But no, they wanted to create something new. That not only worked on new consoles, but was backwards compatible all the way to the first gen of the last generation.
I was gonna say that I know a guy that plays it on PlayStation 3.
Know somebody that plays it on PS3?
Yeah, like I thought, like he was talking to me about it, and he's like, besides the graphics not being great, it runs just fine. I don't know why everybody's complaining. I met him at a Publix, and like, don't get me wrong, he seemed like he was not exactly the brightest bulb in the shed and all. I mean, playing a PlayStation 3. So I mean, but he said that
How?
he plays it on the P. I don't know how. I didn't think they made it for PS3.
They
Is it?
didn't. There's no way that the game runs on it
It's-
because
I
He
was
the
looking
game
claims
was
that he
made-
does. I'm telling you, he claims that he does. He probably thinks it's a PS3 and he's actually got a PS4.
That would
Uh,
make more sense because the PS4 runs an x86 architecture, very similar to P.
What the
The
fuck is all this
PS3?
architect? I don't give a shit about any. I just wanted to play. Like, is it worth me getting on the PlayStation 4, Brian? Is it worth it?
I mean, personally, I don't know about the last gen because I haven't played the last gen.
Listen, you
Um,
bastard.
But
Tell me
on
if you
the
think it's worth it.
on the Xbox Series X, it's
If you
been
get it, bro,
beautiful.
I'll
The
get
game
it.
is phenomenal. Like, the game is beautiful. It runs well enough for me to actually, like, right now I'm 42 hours into it.
Oh, 42.
Like, the
That's
game
why he
itself-
called in. I got the hours wrong. 42 hours, not 35. I apologize.
But I mean, the game's running smooth. Like, I haven't had any breaking in. Like, sure, like, like cars disappear, like people like fade out, but it does not affect the integrity of the actual playthrough.
Somebody
I
was
thought-
telling me a story that they ran over some guy that just decided to sit on a chair in the street. He just
Oh, yeah,
sat on a
that's pretty
chair in
funny.
the
I
street,
saw
he's
that.
sitting in the middle of the street,
And
and
he
he
failed
runs
the
him
mission.
over, and now he had the cop following him because he hit and
Yeah,
run or some shit
yeah,
like
it was
that.
a hit and run. He failed the mission. That-
So
But
what
yeah,
I'll
man.
do for today, I'll let you know.
Thank you,
if
Adolfo.
Cyberpunk
See, my
runs
friend
on the-
Adolfo, who also doesn't play on PlayStation 4 because he's a PC guy, just gave me his idea that it's okay to play on my PS4 because I have the Pro.
Oh yeah, if you have the Pro, for sure.
'Cause I'm
The
a
X,
pro gamer.
just because you're okay at Madden and 2K does not.
Yeah, I think you got your ass handed to you in Mortal Kombat for somebody to.
No, I'm pretty sure I won that ratio.
Well, dude, you guys
I'm
got to
pretty
do that
sure-
live.
We put in,
You gotta
listen,
do
hold
Mortal
on
Kombat
a second,
live.
so I can explain myself a little bit here. Andrew, who's an old school gamer, he won't play normal games with. He only play like the old school shit, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, that kind of shit.
The arcade.
And arcade style games. And I got Mortal Kombat Aftermath for Nicole for Christmas. So we put it in. Who did you pick first to play?
Frost.
Frost. Okay. Anybody who plays Mortal Kombat knows who Frost is. Frost is a slender ninja, has the ice powers like Sub-Zero, whatever. You know who I was? I was the Terminator.
Playing
Then I was
overpowered
Shiro.
character.
Lot
was
slower,
Sub-Zero.
lot slower movement. And that's that he had to get to round 3 to beat me. And then the second time we played, he was Spawn and I was RoboCop. RoboCop also a much
Second
slower player. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop fucking around, and I got Kung Lao, whooped his ass with Kung Lao. I got somebody else, a fast guy, whooped his ass with that person, and then he only stayed to play me one more time, and I beat him with that person too. So if you want to talk about whooping my ass, I'm still pretty sure I got 3 out of 2 out of 5.
why didn't you
so
stream it?
I'm the winner.
Next time that
I only
happens,
let you win
stream it.
those first 2 just to keep it competitive.
I want to see.
What?
I'll
these
do it.
fights.
You guys want me to stream it on Twitch? I'd stream it on
Bro,
Twitch, whooping Andrew's
eh,
ass.
Andrew whooped your ass in golf.
I'm
What?
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you want
bro.
Donnie-
Andrew
you
was
want
talking
Donnie-
about how he had 62 and you had 92. Got you by 30 strokes.
Oh, that never happened. 60.
Yeah,
you ain't
yeah.
ever beat me by 30
Look,
strokes.
look at
Danny beat me
Daniel's
by 30
face.
strokes once. His
Once,
face never
I
changes.
heard that was twice.
Nah, you lie. That's a lie. We need to get
What do
back
you
out
mean I
there.
lie?
You a, that's a
I said-
lie, and you the one saying it.
Goodness,
You
Danny.
a lie. You all a
Look,
lie.
Mo,
I said that we
look,
should,
download
we should record the games, but they didn't want to do it.
Who's gonna record 'em?
So
I gotta
it's
be
like,
in the recording too. Who's
so
gonna record 'em?
Mo had a specialty.
I'll come
handicap
record it.
for
I
him.
won't play, but I'll come record.
Anytime you want to. It'll be a pleasure whooping Danny's ass. This time. Danny, I got
Bro,
better.
Danny got those links, man.
Danny,
He
how
ain't gotta
much
use no
No,
Mo
dude,
suck,
Danny
Tell me,
fucking
how
drives
much
the
does he
ball
suck?
like
I
a
know,
fucking
bro.
pro.
Look how long he is. You kidding me, bro? He has nothing but
He's a
torque.
good. He drives the ball very well. I won't lie. He definitely
No,
got a good drive.
He's not
The driver. My only good thing is I can putt really good.
Yeah, he putts from like
Danny, look,
120
check
yards
this out. Mo
away.
did not get better.
That's
Mo
why
did not
I
get
said
better. All he did was
you're,
all he did was
if you're
more
3
club.
yards away from the hole, it's an in. And I'm like, no, you easily missed that 3-yard shot.
Yeah, he likes to play hardcore rules. When me and Andrew play, we play putters.
No, you play. I play putters. You play like fucking yardsticks and shit.
Listen, you can't complain because my putter is longer than yours. You can't complain. That's my putter. That's what I'm using to putt.
Somebody's overcompensating.
So
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
not only thin, it's
Fucking
small
Mo-
too.
Mo has a putter that's like fucking 4 foot long and be like, I got it.
Andrew, I will come record it. I won't play, but
You can record it and then also record how many times Mo says mulligan.
I'm
Look
pretty
at
sure you take more mulligans than I do.
Oh, I sit back and wait for you to fuck up and take my free shot.
There's
Yeah,
no
'cause you
alligators,
fuck
there's
up
no
all your
mulligan.
shots.
and
Anyway,
sometimes you
we're
say
not
that
talking
here.
about golf.
And like
We're
I
not
said
talk-
earlier,
And Angelo's got to drive down for the over the top golf tournament.
Bro, I'm so down for that. As if
That's the
you know,
drag
we're-
one, right? Where you guys
The loser
I
has to
ain't-
dress
I
and
ain't.
drag, but I did. What you mean I ain't?
I ain't
What do you
golfing
mean
drag.
I ain't? You gonna
I
do
ain't
it
golfing
because I
drag.
asked you to, and you love me. You gonna do it if you lose.
look, I ain't wearing no fucking
I'll
boots.
wear like a bra.
Not while we're playing. It's the
Oh,
loser
yeah,
has
see.
to wear dress and drag. The loser has to dress and drag and eat in the clubhouse for lunch
I'll
after
be
a
a
tournament.
I'll be a drag king.
Angela.
You're gonna dress and drag. You're not gonna be a drag. That's different.
No, I'm gonna be a drag. I'm gonna be a drag king.
No, you can't be a drag
Weird.
king. You can be a drag
What are you
queen.
talking about? You said dress and drag. You didn't specify, motherfucker.
I didn't
That's
say
all
be
That's
you
not
did.
how
man.
it
A
works.
man
That's
cannot
not the
be a drag
rules.
king.
No.
No.
You already went in head and said you just have to
Hey,
dress
look.
and drag. You didn't specify shit.
Exactly, Mo. Check
specified-
this
That's
out.
not
You
drag,
did not
though.
realize-
It's just
No, it's
dressing
too
like a
late.
guy.
You already laid the law.
Not too
Look,
late.
Mo.
You're not
You
driving
sit
down
there-
anyway.
No. Fucking, you got to let him dress and drag. I mean, he identifies as a female. You got to let that go.
Got a point. Got a point. It's
Does
2020.
Adolfo know Angela?
Angelo identifies as a female. Dressing in drag is him
No,
dressing
no,
like
no,
a
no,
man.
no,
It'd be
no,
a
no,
nice
no, man,
change
bro.
for once.
Bro, I'm gender. My pink rest of me is men.
I'm not high enough for that kind of
Nothing.
statement.
Bro, it's real though.
Hey, you know
Brian,
who's
tell him
watching,
I'm lying.
Angelo? You know who's watching and just commented, saying, "Oh snap, is that who I think it is?" Yes, Adolfo, that is Angelo from Coca-Cola.
Ah, Adolfo, what's up, man? I see you repping that cyberpunk, bro. I see your layout, what you did with the desk and
It looks
everything.
tight.
Shit's dope.
It looks tight.
Hell yeah, bro. His house, everything. It looks nice, man.
Oh yeah,
Real
he
nice,
owns his
bro.
own house too. He's a homeowner now. Just
I
like
know
you.
he had it built and all this shit. I
Yep.
know all about it, bro.
Stuff,
Shit's
man.
killer.
Good stuff. So
I'm
we
kind of jelly.
talked some Tom Brady with Danny. We clarified the argument.
I won.
He didn't, because he's the GOAT. Tom Brady's the GOAT. 6 Super Bowls. Nobody can say that. We can say that at the quarterback position. 6
So who's
Super Bowls.
Wait, hold
Jordan
on, hold
or
on.
Bill
hold on,
Russell?
Wait.
Who?
Michael Jordan or Bill Russell? Who's better?
Gotta go MJ.
Oh, but Bill Russell has like 11 championships.
Yeah, but he's not 6 for 6. And he played in an era where there were no players.
So if somebody goes 4 for 0, they're better than Tom Brady?
If he was 6 for 0, yeah.
No, but Bill Russell had like 11 championships, and Michael Jordan only has 6. Tom Brady is 6 for 9. So if somebody went 4 for 0, they would be better.
Yeah,
Hey,
why not?
Kevin.
If
Okay.
somebody can get to the Super Bowl consistently and win every time they go, I'll say that they're better than Tom Brady. Right now, as it stands, right now as it stands, Tom Brady is the GOAT.
Trent Dilfer's 1-0.
That's true, he is, but he's not 6.
No, but you already said you don't have to have the same amount. You just have to have a perfect record and go and win.
It has to be more than 1. I also said win multiple championships consistently. He won 1.
Bill has
one.
this tendency of
He's a
making
one
rules
and
as he
done.
goes along.
How
What the
long
hell
did he
is this?
play in his career? If you want it, like, dude, you just chop up bits and pieces of the argument and use it for yourself when you're not making any sense. It's not what I said.
You're making ground rules, and I'm questioning your ground rules with
I'm
something.
not.
and
No,
you're trying to-
but you're twisting it. I said win multiple championships consistently. If somebody wins 2 championships out of 20 years, then no, they can't be considered to go.
So,
If they go to the playoffs almost every year that they've been in the NFL or the NBA or anything like that, then they're in the GOAT conversation.
Michael Jordan went to 6 championships. He was in the league for, I think, 13 years. That's not every year.
And
So,
retired twice, but every time he went, he won. That's
11
what separates
Look,
him.
look,
He also
Bill-
won a gold medal.
Bill Russell has won twice as many as Jordan. So if somebody goes 3-0,
And Jordan played in a more competitive era.
but that's a different story.
That's
You're
not a different story.
you're changing it now. So if somebody went 3
I'm
and
not changing it.
it's half of what Tom Brady has won, they're the
Well,
GOAT.
Michael
you're
Jordan
giving
is
him
the GOAT.
handicaps.
Michael Jordan
Danny.
is the GOAT.
Danny, how many rings does Montana have?
5.
Montana, I think has 5, and I don't think he
Will
lost
they
his
roast me in
championship.
chat?
How
That's
many
why he was the
championships
GOAT.
has he gone to? How many Super
Worst
Bowls
thing
has
he
he
ever
gone to?
did was go to Kansas City.
So Montana's the GOAT because he's won in 2 different teams.
I said he was the GOAT.
But why isn't he not the GOAT? Because he's won every year and he's won in multiple teams.
Tom
And-
Brady.
No, see, but you're changing it now, and not you.
I'm
see,
not changing it. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Would I take Joe Montana also? Yeah. I would take Joe Montana. Absolutely. Why not? I'd take
I'm
Bill
just
Russell
saying,
too.
Montana-
Bill Russell can play the small forward while
Look,
Michael Jordan plays the shoot.
Montana didn't go to as many championships and still has enough to beat Brady. Statistically.
Right? He's not the best. Brady has surpassed him in statistics already.
that's because he's played 16 years. That's like the whole argument with LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan played like 12 years. LeBron James
I thought he
played,
played 13.
I don't know, but he's played since he's 18 years old. Michael Jordan didn't start until he's 22 years old. So obviously Michael Jordan or LeBron James is going to have more stats. But if you go stat by stat and remember that LeBron James is 6'8" or 6'9", and Michael Jordan was 6'3", 6'4". Some people said he was 6'6".
There's no
But-
comparison to either to LeBron or Michael Jordan. There's no comparison.
Michael Jordan has one less one less rebound per game, one less.
He also
Uh,
played two different positions.
This is the point that makes it even worse is that Michael Jordan played small shooting guard and LeBron James played a small forward / power forward. So, but he only has one more rebound per game than Michael Jordan, one more assist per game, and Michael Jordan was not an assister; he was a scorer. And Michael Jordan has more steals. Has been to
That's why I would never say LeBron is better than Michael Jordan.
But that's an argument people keep saying because
I don't. Yeah, it makes me sick. Like those are two players they shouldn't compare. If you're going to compare LeBron to anybody, it should be Magic Johnson.
I don't know about that. If you're going to compare anybody, if you look at Pippen's primetime years when Michael Jordan retired for the 2 years that Michael Jordan retired, where Pippen was the number one player on the board.
You mean the year that he gave up on his team in the playoffs and they lost?
I'm going by stats, and he gave up because they gave Kukoc the last shot, not Pippen. But he actually played good in that. He was just pissed off on that one game they gave Kukoc the last shot. But if you go,
that took him down a lot, though. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It took him down a peg.
If you go that year, his stats that year, and you got to, and the point I try to remember too is back then a high scoring game would be 90 points. Now a high scoring game is under 20. So you put 30 more.
And y'all ain't talking about the backbone of that team.
So
I said y'all ain't even talking about the backbone. Look, the backbone of that team was Horace Grant. What's up?
You ain't lying. He was. That was before Rodman got on the team. Horace Grant was the backbone. You're not lying. But anyways, Tom Brady's the GOAT. That's my point. Anyway.
Man.
Danny doesn't feel like he's the GOAT. He's entitled to his opinion.
You don't
This is a
either,
winless
really.
argument. What?
You don't really.
I just
believe
love
it when
I
you
love
argue
getting
about it.
Danny into it. It's like
Nah,
my
bro,
favorite thing to do.
You know who it really is?
Definitely not you. But what's up? Who? Wenz. The only person that even knows who Wenz is me, you, Danny, and fucking Marco. So nobody needs to know how shitty Wenz was as a Walmart support manager. Fuck that guy. I hope you succeed in real estate, but you suck at retail. You just
No,
suck.
there was a quarter.
Oh, Carson Wentz? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, that experiment's over.
That didn't last
They've
long.
moved on to Jalen Hurts. They've moved on from Carson. No
They
more
like
Carson
who
Wentz.
Lightning McQueen does that.
All right, this was great. Listen to this, Danny. My friend Karen says, "Okay, I have to say
Karen.
Jordan and LeBron is like comparing Patsy Cline and Carrie Underwood. They set their field for their eras." I'll give you that. You can say the same thing about Bill Russell. Scored 100 points in one game. The amazing Bill Russell that gets downplayed all the time.
well, and yeah,
She said Patsy Cline.
years ago, because if you look at what is the field of basketball right now?
Oh, you're talking about the size of the court? It's larger than it was.
No, I'm talking about what she's talking about is they set the ground. From what I understood of that comment, they set the ground rules. So Jordan was the king and set all the rules in his era, and LeBron is setting all the rules and like he is the king of his era. But if you look at the NBA now, the NBA is not the LeBron NBA. The NBA is now the 3-point NBA. You are an outside 3-point shooter. That's why centers are shooting 3-pointers. Power forwards are shooting 3-pointers. So
who won the finals?
What was that?
Oh yeah, Ron, AD.
No, they won the title because they played against an inferior team. The Heat is a good.
Fuck out of here! That's totally against your argument. The
He's saying
fucking
Heat
Heat
sucks.
have 4 guys that are dead shots from the 3-point line, and that's the game they played against a bigger, older team. They were the only thing the Lakers had better than the Heat was they had more size. That's the only thing.
They had more size, more experience, and more
Okay,
reliable.
experience. I'll give you
talking about
experience.
basketball or porno?
The fact that you even asked that. What are you talking about?
You talking about size? And
But anyways, you just
performance?
said that the game for basketball right now is the 3-point, and I won't disagree with you with that. There's a lot more 3-point shooting going on now at multiple positions. Like the big man position is done. It's not really a productive thing to just have a big man at the center. You have to have a big man at the center who can shoot the ball.
Wasn't I think 4 out of the first 5 picks were shooting guards or point
Yeah.
guards?
Yes, absolutely. Because it's a shooting game now. The 3-pointer, absolutely. But the point that I'm making to you is that the Lakers played their game.
The Lakers had a better team and a more experienced team. The Heat had a lot of first-year and second-year players that could not. They struggled to get their own shot. They struggled because it's their first time in the championship. So a lot of them choked, except for what's it? I can't remember the shooting guard. Their best player, but a lot of them choked.
Tyler Hero. So Karen says this. Karen says the fields are different and a lot more politics into how they can play and how it is played out, unlike before when they played to play and make records for the talent of it. I won't disagree with that. There's a lot more politics in the NBA, and the NBA is actually the only sport of all the big sports where it doesn't pay to be an owner. The players have all the power in the NBA. They make all the money, and honestly, they make all the decisions. Like, it sucks to be an owner. I worked at a country club for 7 years once, had a member there who was a part owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they didn't even give the owners tickets to go to the games. They had to pay for tickets.
I'm pretty sure all the owners are multi-billionaires. I don't think it sucks for the owner.
They're not. Look into it.
They are.
Look at their union. Being an owner sucks in the NBA, especially for small market teams.
What's a small market?
If one
Milwaukee
person
Bucks
owns the
is
team,
a small market
yeah,
team.
when
The
you're
Utah
on a
Jazz
team
can be
that
considered a
has
small
multiple
market team.
owners, that's
The Sonics, when they were a team, was a small market team. The only
like
big
Penn
markets that are out there, and I hate to say it because they suck ass and they're not making any money. The Chicago Bulls is a big market team, playing in Los Angeles is big market, playing in Boston, playing in New York, playing with the teams with clout. At least that's what all the professionals say. And the only thing that I like about the NBA, where the owners have some kind of power, is that the players are tied to the team that drafted them. If they leave willingly, like when they become free agents, they can no longer qualify to have a supermax contract.
So the Milwaukee Bucks, Forbes magazine lists the Milwaukee Bucks as worth $1.5 billion. So that's the owner.
Now, how much money is going to the players? How much money is going to the stadium, to the sets, all those kind of things? That's not just profit. What they're worth is their liquid. You see somebody's net worth, that's their liquid.
So if the owner sold the Milwaukee Bucks, he can sell it for as the minimum of $1.5 billion to whoever wants to buy it.
Now,
so
what has he put into the team?
He's a multi-billionaire.
All because he's a multi-billionaire doesn't mean he made those billions being an owner in the NBA. He made those billions in other places, in other aspects of his life. He didn't just make it being a sports owner.
But the point was, he's every owner is a multi-billionaire, so I don't think it sucks to be a multi-billionaire. And because in the system, the way the NBA, the reason why the NBA is the NBA is even these low market teams get a share of the teams that the Lakers. So if the league $50 billion, if the Milwaukee Bucks was 1-81. They're still getting the same share as the Lakers did for winning the championship in that $50 billion range. So it's
not an even split, though. It's a small percentage. It's not an even split from the team. Like, you're making it sound like it's bigger than it's not. And all because you make that kind of money, you also have a lot of overhead that you're not counting into it. And if the team's worth $1.5 billion, the next question is, well, how much money did he put in that team to sell it for $1.5 billion? The thing about being a billionaire is the only thing that people with money want more is more money. And if you can't make more money doing it, There's no point in doing it.
It all depends on what he bought it for, and he's probably been the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks for a long time, so he probably didn't pay $1.5 billion because Michael Jordan didn't pay billions of dollars for his team, and his team is a couple $1 billion.
And the only reason right now the Bucks are even worth that is because they got the next big thing in the NBA. They got the Greek Freak.
They're
That's
worth
the only-
that.
That's the only reason they're making any money, because before, when they had Redmond and they had all these other, like, they were decent players, they were good players, they weren't star players. They have a 5-star, 5-tool player in Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I don't think you understand how the NBA works with what the revenue is. The revenue is shared. It's a socialist shared system. So every team if they sell out their stadium, that money goes into a pot it's a different pot than the TV
Thank
pot.
you, Karen. I appreciate you piggybacking on that. Net worth includes all assets as a team. That would include any training facilities they own, players, vehicles, supplies, etc. So it costs a lot to own a team. The point that I'm making, out of all the big sports, the one that sucks the most to own, the NBA. Baseball has the best union for both sides, where the owners make way more money than they really need to. And then the NFL piggybacks off because the NFL right now is America's sport. Everybody wants to watch football over anything. Basketball is starting to pick up some heat, but it's nowhere near the NFL. Nowhere near. NFL owns sports right now. That's where they're making the most money. And I do understand. I mean, I might not understand the ins and the outs of the NBA, but I know basic math and basic accounting and like that. If you spend $1.2 billion on a team, and you can sell it today and only have made $300 million off it, in that scale, you didn't really make a lot of money.
You want to hear something interesting?
Go ahead.
You know what owner made the most money?
Milwaukee Bucks.
Clippers owner.
I figured that's why you chimed in there. Is that the right answer?
No, the
okay.
Los Angeles Clippers made the most money buying that team. Bought it for $2 billion. They're worth 74.
Holy shit! Talk about big market difference. The Clippers are worth $74 billion. This team's worth 1.5. So maybe he, bought the team for $200 million, and now he's, 6 times his money. So maybe maybe you're right.
The
I don't know.
Trailblazers.
I'm just telling you what an owner
Seahawks.
told me. An actual owner. And you know how many owners usually they have? They always have a main owner, the main stockholder, or whatever you want to call them, or whatever. And then there's a lot of little owners putting money in and things like that. Mr. Lutz was one of the little owners. He didn't own like a huge portion. He was one of 27 people who invested in the Minnesota Timberwolves. So that's my inside scoop into
Which
ownership.
is why it sucks to be an owner if you're only if I was to buy 1% of a team, it'd be suck to me because I wouldn't get a say in the team because I don't own the major stock.
Right.
Well, now you know how the Waltons feel at Walmart.
Comparing it very well. If you are the main owner of a team and your net worth is this much money, you're probably not having a bad time because the teams aren't going down. They're just the team's worth is going up every year.
Right now they are. A lot of people saw that this finals, this was the lowest rated finals and playoffs for the NBA they've ever had, and it's because they let the guys wear their little sayings or their protests or stuff like that. They think that hurt their ratings. What do you think?
People being whatever, they don't understand that the country was founded on protests, and if you're not for protests, then you're not for America. For instance, the very first thing that founded America, or the start of it, was essentially the Tea Party, where we destroyed and we burnt ships that belonged to Europe or Britain. We threw tea in there. That's why they call it Boston. We kill people and then we started a war and killed a bunch of people.
Yep.
Make America.
America.
It was
America.
on protest, and nothing has ever happened
Thanksgiving.
in
America.
history that has not based in protest or violence. It's in America's DNA.
Angelo's dying. He's just fucking dying. Anyway, you know, we didn't talk about what we were gonna. He lost his phone, I guess. I don't know what happened there. Oh, he's back. Still laughing, Jello?
Still laughing.
So, anyways, special giveaway: $100 if you know your entries count if you subscribe, if you follow, all those kind of stuff. The more entries you get, the more of a chance you have of winning. I'm really dying to give a special hawk out there $100. Please share it to a friend. Let everybody know. We're out here. We're gonna be doing lives more often. I'm kind of homebound. Mark's homebound, so why the hell not? Danny's come out of hiding. He wants to come out here and speak facts to me. I appreciate him for doing that. Jello's high. So don't miss that.
I don't know.
Oh, you high.
No.
He's dying.
I have no. How you gotta say things? Yo, Danny's house looks like my. Like it's the same layout. Like you go into that like right there. There's a bedroom to the left, a bedroom to the closet, bathroom, and right behind island, fucking the sink to in the center of the island. Fucking you go see cabinets, garage door, closet door.
Bro, Danny had to turn off his camera because you're scaring the shit out of him, dog. Like you got him all scoped out. You'll never come
bro.
back
That
on.
house layout is like everywhere. Cape Coral.
Pretty sure he lives
everywhere.
in Fort Myers area.
Oh, either
don't
way,
think Angelo
Fort Myers,
ever
Cape
been
Coral.
to my house
That
and
layout's
inside.
very common.
Huh?
I don't think Angelo's ever been inside my house.
I
Yes,
can't.
I
I don't
have.
know. I don't know. I wasn't there if he had.
So, fucking.
Okay,
your
first
living
of all,
room,
Angelo,
and
I'm
then
talking about
straight ahead your dining room.
I'm saying,
kitchen,
look,
All right, hold on a second. Hold on a
Down the
second.
hallway.
Hold on a second. Everybody be quiet for a second. Let's stop talking about house layouts. It's fucking boring. Anyhow, we're
Takes
doing
one
this
time.
giveaway. January 4th is when we're going to announce the winner. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, follow on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. The more you enter, the more you sub, the more you follow, the more entries you have, the more chance you have of winning. We talked some Buccaneer sports. We talked some NBA. We talked Cyberpunk. We talked about the bombing in Tennessee. We talked about the guy getting caught today, and they have him in there for questioning. They're trying to figure out whether or not he's
Oh, I
another
didn't even-
bomber. Apparently, people are going crazy over this whole 5G shit. I hate to tell you this, but if you're on a 4G network, you have just as much a chance to fucking get.
Bro,
cancer
did
and all that
you
kind of shit.
hear
They're
what
already
else
tracking
happened?
you.
Hold
What?
on. Did
You're
you
gonna
hear
tell
what
what?
else happened? That's in.
What?
They found another box truck that had music.
I just mentioned how they
everything
got him
exact.
arrested. Yeah, I just piggybacked off
You
that.
talking about the second
Today,
truck?
that happened today. Second truck happened
Oh,
today.
shit.
The initial bombing happened on Christmas morning. So it's got an entire state with no phone, no internet, which sucks for them. I'm sure they're working on it to get it back on there faster, and then we can be back in Tennessee and be over the top. But I just wanted to thank everybody who came out today for the conversation. Brian, if you're watching, thank you so much. Danny, I appreciate you. Andrew, same for you. Jello, you came for the last end of it, and I appreciate that. You, my brother. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, and especially to the director, Mark Morales, who makes this all possible. Badass new layout.
It's good to see all the homies. Finally.
Hell yeah. It's been
Finally.
a while. It's been a long while.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! If we don't see you, I'm sure we'll be
My
on
ass gonna
Tuesday.
be everyone's.
Ah!
You an old man.
I'm
That's
bro.
why.
I passed out the last 3.
I never make it to midnight. Andrew, I think, is coming over. He asked me what I was doing. I was like, "You can hang out with us." 9:30,
Sleeping.
probably going to bed. I'll get woke up from Nicole that wants a kiss or something like, "It's Happy New Year's, baby." So, all right, baby. Mwah. Good night. I'm going back to bed.
Hey, I'm gonna feed your ass that Cuban
Happy New
coffee.
Year's.
You know what?
I'm gonna feed you that Cuban coffee.
I hope so. I need human coffee. Little Danny, it was good to see you guys. Hey, you guys have a good night. Make sure you catch the next live.
Say hi. Hi.
Later, Hope.
Hi.
Little Danny.
All right, good night, guys.
Hey, y'all have a good night.
The powder. Get the duster. Got the spin. We go now. We get the house cleaning.
Oh, you
That's
good?
it.
Oh, yeah?
That's how I was hoping you'd follow through with it. But
Oh man, I don't know if I can follow that.
that's
House
pretty much
cleaning.
what I. That's pretty much what I just went through. I just had to heal.
Oh shit. All right, you want me to rap a little bit about what you're going through? I can do that.
Listen.
Yeah. I want to vibe with you. Yeah. So Jello's talking about that he has some problems. I'm going to tell him straight up, you just got to go solve them. Your wife needs the attention, you just got to support her. Just got to be there to listen, man. You just got to go ahead and court her. You got to fucking listen, and then when she bitches that you're not talking, then just fucking start talking and just let that shit squawk. I don't even know what's up, my nigga. Please, what you boxing? You want to go ahead and paint and grab the brush and the toxic. Just make sure you keep the kids away. Make sure that they watch you. Make sure that they see the way you handle mama and you got them kids' gloves on. Look at how you gotta do it, man. That's so good. Just fucking keep your cool, man, and just keep it all good. Do the fucking ground that she gonna crash on. You gonna have to stabilize her when you get your mash on. What it is, dude. Just sit back, relax, and just let the shit through. Go ahead and roll with the punches, nigga. Please, that's my dude. Try not to show your motherfucking attitude. You be sounding mean and shit. Sometimes you come off rude. That's okay too, because you a person too. You a fucking human being and you need to decompress, and that's just about you. That's all you can control, man. You just gotta worry about it. You just gotta let her know that you fucking worried about her. Let her know and you need to push her to groove. Looking like you gotta be ahead and be like